It's fishy, man. And if you've been paying attention or been watching the league long enough, you know that this is how things tend to break for the Lakers. Do we have breaking news here? The Phoenix Suns are finalizing a deal. Okay, this is what we're here for. This is what we're here for, y'all. Live on the podcast, I got a Woj bomb, and it is the Phoenix Suns are finalizing a deal to acquire All-Star guard Chris Paul. There you have it. There you have it. Finally, news breaks, not after I've recorded, but during. So this was kind of lit. I liked this, right? I need the details. I don't know if we can hang on the line here and figure out what's happened here. I'm assuming it's a boatload. That means Oubre, Rubio. Is there going to be a third team? Here's the question. Are the Warriors getting one of these guys with the trade exception? Is this a 3-team deal? But if you look at the salaries, Rubio, Oubre, I don't know who else they have that's on a big deal. You assume no Booker, no Ayton, right? Those are the only untouchables in the deal. The details haven't been released. That's huge. Just as we're talking about the Schroeder deal, does this void the Schroeder deal? Because Chris Paul's out of there. What are they getting back? I think Schroeder should have stepped in as their point guard. I mean, Shy, whatever you want to call him, is kind of a combo guy. But this is big, man. And the question is, again, what's up with Oubre and what's up with Ricky Rubio, right? Those are two potential trade exception targets that I've heard grumblings about the Warriors. But as far as, man, I don't even know how to really digest this. It's an all-in move for the Suns, but really, I like it for them because, again, I want to hear what they've given up. I hope they haven't given up Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson. And I feel crazy saying that because a year ago today, people wouldn't even blinked an eye, right? But those guys, you want to talk about the success in the bubble and what they showed late. Those two are a huge part of it in why they, in part, want to move off Oubre because they've got those two big wings that are young and dialed in and they're homebred. They've drafted those guys. Obviously, it's not Ayton, but it's very interesting. I think the question is health. Look, if Chris Paul can remain healthy and he's healthy during the playoffs, it's going to be huge for them, right? And again, if they're not giving up too many assets, did they give up their pick? What did they have, the 10th pick? I'm all right with that. I think you're looking at it. Here's the situation. You say, all right, well, their core is a little bit of ways away, Ayton, right? You need to keep Booker there. We just got done talking about player empowerment in the league. Booker needs to be in the playoffs now or he's going to want out if he doesn't already. And so going and getting Chris Paul and the priceless amount of veteran leadership and knowledge that he can bestow upon this young roster, I think it's well worth it so long as they didn't come up off of a Clippers package for him, right? You know what I'm saying? Here, I got one more tweet. Let's see if there's details. Sun owner Robert Sarver is bringing in the future Hall of Fame guard, yes. Delivering Devin Booker a running mate. Yes, we know that. Suddenly, the Suns become a real factor in the Western Conference. Thanks, Woj. Can we get the players in? Here's the deal. Thank you. This is bomb to break for y'all. Okay, here's the deal. The deal sends Chris Paul, Abdul Nader to the Suns for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, some nigga I ain't never heard of, and a 2022 first-round pick. That's a steal for the Suns. That's an absolute steal. Oubre and Rubio, they didn't want anyway. They were dumping them anyway. Ty Jerome, the kid from Virginia, I don't know if he's athletic enough to even stay in the league. Some dude I never heard of, and a 2022 first-round pick. I wonder if there's protection on that. But you have to imagine that's going to be on the outskirts of the lottery. So I think that's a great deal. I think that's a great deal for the Suns. And let the floodgates open, right? Usually, when the trade season starts, everybody's waiting for one big deal, and then the floodgates open. Once someone pulls the trigger, everybody else is like, well, we got to do something too, right? It makes everybody a little more aggressive. And so this is exciting. Let me think of this from the Thunder's perspective. Yeah, you know what? I hope as this news broke, I was talking about Dennis Schroeder and the highway robbery that reportedly the Lakers were going to get away with. I wanted Schroeder for the Warriors, to be honest with you. He was a guy I had my eye on. I didn't think OKC was looking to move him, so I hadn't really brought him up. But you wonder if that changes this deal. You bring in Rubio. Oubre Jr. Thinking about what they have there. They've got that kid Bazemore, right? The big kid. They've got a lot of young athletic wings who, they're kind of iffy. Dort, Rubio with Shea, Schroeder. That's still a 3-guard mix there. But Rubio, the thing with Rubio is now the shooting and the spacing. I don't know if you can play Shea and Rubio together. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Shea, he started to pick up the 3, but he's not a spacer in the sense of like the defense is truly going to respect it. You just wonder if Oubre can be had from them. If they're, I don't know, it's really hard to see what their direction is. If they dump Schroeder still to the Lakers for Danny Green, then I would assume that you could go get Oubre from them because it's like, what are you doing? And the Suns, I guess maybe I shouldn't be so excited because, okay, let's just say they keep Schroeder away from the Lakers. We've got to acknowledge the Suns are definitely going to be a team that we've got to see 4 times during the regular season at least. The schedule hasn't been released, but that's a potential. The Suns could be a potential first-round matchup, and man, if the Warriors are out here first round, I got to get there. I'm going to start a GoFundMe to get to that playoff game. But think about it. Let's say the seeding is the Warriors are 2 and the Suns are 7. That's a very realistic possibility of a first-round matchup with Chris Paul, the health. But I like it, man. I love what he can give to Booker because Booker, I'm a big fan of him. He's taken that step. He's turned the corner into being a complete player and he's in his prime. And now he's never had that OG, right? He's never had that winner next to him to teach him those things that you can only learn from them. You can't pick it up on your own unless you go through it. And he obviously hasn't. So it's a great move for the Suns, man. Wow.